No Child Left Behind. The No Child Left Behind Act of 2001 was a federal law that provided money for extra educational assistance for poor children in return for improvements in their academic progress. The bill was written in 2001, and President George W. Bush signed the bill into a law on January 8, 2002. This was a big deal because this law was supported by both parties and it wasn't pushed by one or the other strongly. So the goal of NCLB was to provide more educational opportunities for students. It focused on 4 key groups: students in poverty, students of color, students receiving special education services, and students who could speak and understand a limited amount of English or no English at all. The main focus of No Child Left Behind is to close student achievement gaps by providing all children with a fair, equal, and significant opportunity to obtain a high-quality education. The requirements for the schools and states under this law was to test students in reading and math in grades 3 through 8 and once they got in high school. The teachers were required to meet the new highly qualified standard, and that was having all students perform at a proficient level. And the students were required to then be in the classroom and take these standardized tests. The mistakes of the law, the first one is it's not logical to get all students in the school district to a proficient level in testing. This is an unrealistic standard because it is not logical to think that every single student in a school district would perform at a very high level. The second one is all teachers in classrooms had to meet the highly qualified new standards, otherwise considered failing. This one is also an unrealistic expectation because if one student did not hit the standards, the teacher and classroom would be considered a failure. And there are a lot of teachers who are very successful and very good at their job and still have students behind. The third one is there was no improvement in student achievement shown to support the efficiency of the law. There was no data taken that actually supported the law and the improvements that it caused. There was no data actually showing that there were improvements. And the fourth one is there was a lack of funding, which also contributed to the bad results of the law. The schools were promised funding to help kickstart the program, and that funding never came.
Created using Powtoon.